Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Natalie, I'm the Dread, and my boyfriend Brad is the Beard. And we're just making videos of our travels and hoping to inspire people. If you happen to see part 1 of our Pacific Northwest adventure, then you've already been caught up to speed with what we did in the beginning. If you haven't seen that video, we would really appreciate it if you guys would go check it out and give it some love. But just to catch you up and get you up to speed here, the first 4 days we spent traveling to Oregon, checking into the most amazing Airbnb that we've ever stayed in, and then taking a coastal road trip up to Northern California where we spent a quick couple days. So I've got to forewarn my fellow hippies watching, some of these images you're about to see may make you honestly tear up in like a how on earth could this happen type of way. So let me explain. The Northwest was hit with wildfires a few months before our trip, and over 1 million acres were burned up there. The fires went right through this trail. So we found a really tough trail in Deschutes National Forest called Black Crater Trail, and the fire had gone through the middle of the forest and our trail. We had a pretty awesome drive getting there. And then we hit the destroyed area of the forest, which was really sad to see. So this was our biggest hike of the trip. Black Crater Trail is a 7.5 mile long hike, and it's rated a 5 out of 5 for difficulty. What makes us think we're so tough? I have no idea. But at this point we were determined, so we did it. And the funny but yet sad part of this story is that us Floridians are used to hiking on flat land, so we've never had to use hiking poles to go up a mountain before. So we bought some knowing that we were going to need them, but we didn't know how to work them. We could not figure out how to lock them in place, so they were pretty much useless to us because we couldn't figure out how to use them. And I know what you're thinking, probably, like, just look up a YouTube video and that'll show you how to do it. Boom, problem solved. Yeah, but there's no service. So we went with no poles. But undeterred, we trekked on in the mid 30 degree weather. I repeat, mid 30 degree weather. It was fascinating to walk among the trees so soon after such an unfortunate disaster. But I will say that it was amazing to see how quickly Mother Nature was building back. The trees were pretty well burned on most of the way up. But when we got towards the top, those trees looked like they had been saved or the fire had missed them. So we did get a little bit of the woodsy experience on the hike, although it was a very unusual hike. We would love to hike it again when all the trees are fully thriving. Obviously that's going to take some time, but we'll definitely be back, and we'll be back at some point when we're in much better shape. So I'll tell you more about that in a second. But check out this view from the top. I mean, need I say more? It just made every step of the hike worth it. But the Beard definitely paid the price for this moment in glory. So remember when I just mentioned that out of shape thing? So I might be being a little tough on him, but he does have some pretty bad knees. It was hard for me too, but for Brad it was basically excruciating. And going down was about 10 times worse than coming up. I honestly thought he was gonna have to crawl to the truck. I was convinced. I even suggested, why don't we just sit down, take like an hour if you need it, recoup, let your knee rest, and we'll pick back up when you're feeling more up to it. Obviously, I was hoping that he was going to say no because I was freezing my butt off, and he did. I gotta give credit to the guy. He just kept it moving, even though he was in a lot of pain. We finally got back to the truck, headed home, back to the Airbnb. Caught an awesome sunset on the way there, and I'm pretty sure once we got there, we passed out immediately. Much deserved. Day 6 was definitely much more of a chill, laid-back day. Brad definitely needed it. One of his knees looked like a softball. So we hit up Voodoo Donuts. Brad definitely hyped this place up, and it's safe to say I am now hooked. Catch me with a donut in hand on our next adventure. But would you be shocked and shook to your core to find out that one of us has never tasted coffee in their life and despises the smell of it? It ain't me. I love that shit.
I do. I love that shit.
And as any coffee junkie would know, I had to treat myself to some coffee after I had some donuts. They just go together. It's just a thing. Although you will see other coffee stops on the trip. For that I say, I just like coffee. After we got back from coffee and donuts, I don't think we left the Airbnb again that day. We just stayed in and hung out at the Airbnb because it was a super cool place to hang out. It was definitely a good day to do nothing. Okay, so I'm just editing this video right now at my job. But I just realized that I completely lied. We didn't stay in that day. We went to Portland and we got lunch. The doorbell went off and I thought that my boss was coming in, but it was just the water guy. So we got lunch in Portland at a place called Elephant's Delicatessen, and it was pretty good. So here are the pictures from that. So if you follow us and watch our videos, you'll kind of see that going to zoos is a thing that we do when we go on vacation, as long as there's a notable zoo in a nearby city. So as we were staying in Portland, we had to hit up the Oregon Zoo. hike up to Piddock Mansion, where we got to take this selfie with basically the entire city of Portland behind us. So I'm really bummed to be telling you guys this, but we bought a really awesome video camera for this trip, and we brought it with us. We used it a bunch, took a bunch of film on it, and somehow we lost it. We moved right before my daughter was born. You'll meet her in a future video. But I swear we've already unpacked everything. We've looked everywhere for this camera and we cannot find it. I have no idea where it could be. I don't even know what other film is even on it. But I do know that we had videos walking up to the mansion, you know, on our hike. And I'm super sorry that I can't share that with you guys. If we do end up coming across that camera, I'll make a separate video of like the lost footage of our Pacific Northwest trip. So stay tuned for that. I'm really hoping that we find it. So this was a busy day, and we ended it with dinner and dessert at the Cheesecake Factory. It honestly pains me to look at this picture. Still so much chocolate left on that plate. The next day was Brad's 29th birthday. We started it off with a birthday breakfast at Denny's and then drove up to Crater Lake. It was pretty cold, somewhere in the mid-20s I think, with the strong winds, but we made sure to make the best of it. It was Brad's birthday after all, and this was the one thing that he really wanted to see. And that is going to conclude part 2 of our Pacific Northwest adventure. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, checking this video out. Go ahead and watch that other one if you missed it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, please, and leave your comments down below. It would be super awesome if you wanted to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate everyone who's even here watching, because your support means the world to us. I cannot express my gratitude enough. But truly, all the love and gratitude to you guys for supporting us. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.